Welcome to Unit 1, Lesson 2 of Project Accelerate Life's IT course titled Breaking into IT. In this lesson, we are going to explore why business analysts are needed. Let's get started. As always, our mission here is to help people create a life that they are truly passionate about. Our agenda today is to discuss the importance of a business analyst. So why is there a need for business analysts? In our previous video, we discussed what a business analyst is. You can see a link to it below, but to summarize, a business analyst, or a BA, is essentially a liaison between the business and an IT department within a company. Essentially, a BA works with the various departments to define their IT, their application, and their website needs, and then communicates those needs to the IT department so that they are built. So within this whole field in this industry of IT, there are some really massive projects. So let's break down the numbers here. If you're anything like myself, you've probably seen those various ads that say, hey, take an 8-week coding course and make $100,000. Now, I've been in the industry for almost a decade, and I can tell you one thing. They're not lying. There is a huge demand for people that are able to code and do development work. So let's put it this way. Let's say you have a team of 10 people working on an IT project and they're coders. Now let's say on average they make $100,000. That's $1 million right there in just salary. Now, if a project takes a year, that's just $1 million from the salary perspective, not to mention additional servers and various other costs that come up when you do IT projects. So you can easily do a $1, $2, $3, or $4 million project within a calendar year. Now, with this amount of money on the line for each of these projects, companies want to make sure that they're successful. So the BA Times, which is another website that does critiques and reviews on business analysts and offer trainings, came up with reasons why projects fail. And they were able to pull this data from other case studies. And I have a link to their article on my blog post, which you'll see below. But essentially they came up with 4 main reasons to why projects fail. First off, there are incomplete requirements, which account for 13.1% of projects failing. After that, there's lack of user involvement for another 12.4% of project failures, followed by 10.6% for a lack of resources, and 9.9% for unrealistic expectations. Now, what does this mean? Let's say you have a $5 million project. You want to limit the possibility of failure. And so you want to make sure you have the right amount of resources. You want to make sure you put your team in a position to succeed. Now, as a business analyst, where do you come in? Well, let's review what a business analyst does again. You essentially work as a middleman. You write down what the requirements are. You involve both the IT and the business team. And you make sure that everyone has realistic expectations. Now, based on these 4 metrics, a business analyst can help address 3 out of those 4. Item number 1, item number 2, and item number 4. And essentially that amounts to 35.4% of why projects fail. So if I was a company, I would want to ensure that I had truly talented business analysts, because not only can they help me have complete requirements, involve the users, and define realistic expectations, but they significantly improve my possibility of success and reduce the probability of failure. And that is why there is a huge need for business analysts in the IT space. Thank you, and if you have any questions, please list them below.